everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I will be doing a planning to pan recap for 2026. So at the end of 2025 I had a list of 19 things that I wanted to pan, and now that we are about halfway through the year, or at least for me I'm about halfway, because I don't pan in December, I just pan up until the beginning of December, because I use my December as a time to just play with all of my makeup and decide what I want to pan for the next year. I'm gonna get started and I'm going to try and go in the order that I put them in, at least in my description box. So starting with the first product, which is my Milani eyeshadow primer. I said I wanted to finish this completely and I think I will be able to, because in my low buy video, which I think just went up, it took me so long to edit it. In my low buy, I said I had to buy a replacement for this already because it was starting to run out. So this is how much I have left. I think it will be done realistically by the fall or sometime in fall, because you need so little. And I've done the trick where you shake it like this to try and get all the product to the bottom. I don't really want to cut this open because it's going to be messy and not that hygienic after a few uses. And I've had this for over 2 years. I opened this one right after I was done with COVID, which was in the end of 2023. So yeah, at the end of 2023. So this is quite old, so I'm okay not cutting it open. The next product on my list was the Hourglass primer. It was just a sample. I think it was the Veil primer, and I thought I wasn't going to put it in a project pan, but apparently I did, and I used it up in 10 uses. And so I don't have it with me because I don't really hold on to my empties, because I just don't want to collect that much stuff while I'm living in a place where I'm not permanently calling home. And it's not something I would have repurchased anyways because, well, first off, the applicator was really bad, and secondly, I just feel like I don't need a primer in my collection. The third thing I wanted to pan was my Too Faced Turn Up the Light Complexion palette in the shade Medium, and I'm only working on the shade in the middle because I just only have the middle shade left. I scraped out the other two powders because they were really horrible. This is what my current progress looks like. So I think I will be able to finish it by the end of the year. I had to start using a spoolie to scrape away at the sides of the wall here because it was really hard for my brush to reach in, and I think I'm going to have to start scraping and using the powder loose to use it up. And I did scrape some in the center to get the powder from, you know, the center out. We're not going to waste anything here. And I say that after I said I scraped these two powders out because I just could not get them to work for the life of me. But this center shade I really like. I use it in my under my eyes and in my T-zone. I do enjoy this powder. Probably going to finish it by December, I think. Maybe earlier, but I'm just trying to be realistic with myself. I wear makeup about at least 2 times a week. Recently it's been closer to 5 times a week, which is close to how it was before COVID. The next product I wanted to finish was my Too Faced Hot Cocoa Bronzer. This was limited edition from, I believe, 2023. I'm starting to think that finishing this was a little bit ambitious. When I started it, it had pan, and now it still has pan, obviously. The pan's way bigger. But the remaining product, there seems to be quite a lot. So I'm kind of worried if I'll finish this, but I think I will be able to. As you can see, I was worried about the white shade in the center being a bit hard to use, but honestly, it's just been breaking off. Like, I can see that it was not pressed that well into the pan. Like, there's a little bit of an air bubble under the white portion of this bronzer, and that's probably why it's been breaking off more easily. But I've just been using a spoolie on the broken parts to crush it up, and then taking some of the darker shade and mixing them together so that I can get a not so pale bronzer. And I do like this bronzer, but it is old and I want to use it up before it goes bad, which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, but I would just like to have this out of my collection it's been a while since I completely panned a bronzer. I feel like I've had more success with finishing blushes recently, so this will be quite the feat when I'm done. The next product I have is from Bare Minerals. It is their Gen Nude Blush, and this was just a 100-point perk. My goal on this was to use it up completely because there was just the smallest bit of pan in it. And I'm not going to open it because it's just crumbles now, but this is what mine looks like. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the crumbs if I tilt it. But I think that in about 2 days this should be gone. This barely shows up on my skin. I don't know if it's because that's just the way the formula is or if I'm too tan. I feel like now you can see that I'm getting a little bit more of some color now that I've been going outside. I really do like this blush though. I feel like it's a great beginner blush, but if you are more pigmented than me, you might have to go with a different color. I like this so much I bought the full size blush. So I have another one to go through, but I will be so excited when this is gone by next week. My makeup inventory is also coming up at the end of this month. I did do one in March of this year, which was quite rare because normally I just do them semi-annually, but I wanted to do both the skincare and makeup inventory before my Japan trip, so now I know what I have. I may do another inventory in October or November of this year as well, so I guess we'll see. And now we're moving on to a product I didn't even touch. This is my Smashbox Cali Contour palette in the shade Light Medium. As you can see, mine's quite beat up and well loved, despite not touching it at all this year. My goal on this was just to hit pan on one product, and I really thought that I was going to be done with my bronzer sometime by now actually. But then I got sick, so I guess that set me back about a month. Really thought I was going to start using the bronzers by now, but we're not even close to hitting pan on anything in here. So I don't know. But honestly, I do think that either the bronzer or the strobe powder in here will be the first to go. I'm just waiting to finish one of my other cheek products before I roll this in. So I think I will be rolling this in the next update, but I'll be working on it before I even roll it in. I'm almost done with my blush, so I'm going to be reaching into this blush. Moving on to the 7th product I was planning to pan, which was the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. It was just a mini. I received it from my friend, but I'm glad I just tried the mini because this product does not dry down fast enough for me. I finished it completely. I finished it in January, so it didn't take me that long to use up, and I felt like I had to use a lot in order to cover my whole face because my face is kind of big. And then moving on to product number 8, which is my Pretty Skin Goodbye Sebum powder. I just rolled this into my project pan in June, at the beginning of June, and when I rolled it in, the powder was all the way to the top because there was a little puff that was sitting here, and then I shook the container without the puff and all the powder came to the top. So this is how much I have left. I don't know if you can see that well. Oh, I don't have a lot at all. Let me hold. Yeah, so this is how much I have left. As you can see, it's just that little bit at the lower corner right here. Corner. I'm holding up something round and saying corner. At the bottom, like 1/4 of the container. So I actually don't have that much left in here. When I decided to pan this, I wasn't sure how I was going to pan it because this product, I used to just use it for touch-ups or whenever I was setting my sunscreen at work, but now I'm just using it as a setting powder normally. But it does make me look more pale. It does have a white cast. I wouldn't repurchase it, not just because it doesn't leave a white cast, but because I feel like I don't need it. Like, I always forget about it. Anytime my face is oily, I just take toilet paper and blot out the excess. So there's no need for another product like this. But it does leave my face very smooth. Moving on to number 9, my NYX Powder Brow in the shade Taupe. So I had a NYX brow pencil for the longest time, and It was because I was going through my other brow pencils, but I finally finished it. I finished it in February of this year. I think the reason why I finished it so fast was because I was almost done with it, and because my hair was freshly colored and it was lighter than it is now. This lighting really does my hair dirty. It looks like I have dark red hair right now, but it is dark brown. I just colored it this morning. It's like closer to the color of my sports bra. But anyways, finished the powder brow. I really liked it, but then NYX discontinued it and then reformulated it and brought it back. So I'm interested in trying a new formula, but I've heard people don't really like it. I don't know if it actually is reformulated or people are just used to different formulas and then they tried this and they just don't like it in general. But if I have extra beauty bank credits at the end of the year, or I'm finding that I need a brow pencil that color by the end of the year, I may pick it up. We'll see, because I know it lasts for quite some time, but if it's not a good brow pencil, I don't want to use up a beauty bank credit to get it. And I'm also interested in the Rare Beauty brow pencil because I've heard from Judy that it lasts for quite a while. I have options, but I may repurchase this in the future just to see the difference. And then moving on to the next product I was planning to pan, it was the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade 4.5 Taupe. I finished this in May and it was I believe it was called Neutral Deep Brown color. So I didn't have that much left. It was one of those micro pencils, so it was easy for me to use up. And by the way, all these products I'm talking about, if I've used it up and I don't have it with me, it is definitely in an empties video. This one would have been in my last video. I don't think I would repurchase it. I did get it as a present many years ago from my sister-in-law, and if I received it again as a present, I wouldn't be upset. It is, you know, a pretty nice brow pencil, but I think I prefer lighter shades, like more cool tone taupey shades. I like how I'm saying that with a straight face while looking at the camera and seeing my hair being so red. But anyways, I do prefer more neutral, lighter shades because I don't really like dark brows that much. But the formula was fine. It's kind of pricey, right? Like, it's $28 for a brow pencil that if I was wearing makeup every day, I could use up in a month. And moving on to the brow pencil I'm actually currently using, I was planning to pan this JOA brow pencil because I've had this for so long. I bought this, I think I bought this before I decided to do a low buy, so that's how long it's been. This is the JOA Brow Down To Me Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Black Brown. So I've had this for quite a while. Oops, wrong side. So on one side there's a spoolie and on the other side there's the actual product, and I'm going to turn it up for you so you can see how much is left. But I did use this one today because I wasn't sure what color my hair was gonna be. And so I have this, and I have like a ashy blonde color, what is it called? Pencil I'm working on right now. So yeah, there's not that much left. I think if I use this every day, it will be gone in about 2 or 3 months. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I have no idea because I feel like all my brow pencils have different amounts of product. I feel like there's more product left in this than the brand new brow products I have from Japan. I do like this brow pencil so far. No smudging. It is very easy to apply, very easy to blend, and I may get more if this is on sale because what is it? Is this available at Target? No. This is only available at CVS or Walgreens, I think. Maybe Target, but I don't even shop from Target anymore. I feel like a majority of my brow pencils right now are from Asia, or the ones I have remaining from when I bought them a while ago. Pre-no buy. Moving on to the 12th product, which is my Rose Ink Satin Lip color in the shade Persuasive. It was one of those free gift with purchases. It was just a mini lipstick, and even though it was mini, it took me so many uses to use it up. I think well over 100. It took me about 200 uses to use up this tiny lipstick which is about the same amount of time it takes to use up a MAC lipstick apparently, or same number of uses. I felt like the color worked on me some days and some days it just looked wonky, but I wouldn't repurchase it, nor do I think I could get it that easily. I think the only place you can get it now is the brand's website. They used to have it at Sephora, but not anymore. I don't like it enough to just go out of my way to get it. I prefer more of a blurred lip formula, which I think looks a little bit more matte. And this was like your traditional lipstick formula. It was a little bit more dry, or dry looking. It wasn't like, I'm thinking of traditional, like the Maybelline lipsticks, you know what I mean, where it's like super smooth, a little bit shiny. This one wasn't that shiny, but still, I just didn't like it. I prefer lipsticks like the 3CE. I believe this is the Cashmere Hug lipstick, so a little bit more velvety looking. Moving on to my Tower 28 lip jelly in the shade Chestnut. My goal on this was to finish it up completely as well, and I also finished it in May. So May was a very successful month for panning lips. It took me about 100 uses to use up this lip gloss completely, because when I first put it in a project, it was not brand new. I had already used it a bit, and when I went back and counted my tallies, there was some from last year, I believe. But I'm glad this is out of my collection because I don't really love orange lip colors anymore. I used to pair it with my Rose Ink lipstick just to give it a little bit of a shine. I do enjoy the Tower 28 lip gloss formula. I did just get Pistachio from the Sephora birthday gift for the year, and I've tried Cashew and Chill before as well, and I did like Cashew. Chill was not my favorite because it is a clear lip gloss. I'm quite picky, as you can tell, about my lip colors. So it's not like I would never get this formula again. It's just more of a rose brown, rose nude color's my favorite now. Moving on to my other lip products. I had so many I wanted to pan this year because I saw the expiration date. So I had every single Roman lip color that I owned project pan. So starting with Deep and More, this one is going to expire in August, so I'm trying to use this up as fast as possible. I already have about, I think, 40 uses on it, and I'm wearing it today. This is the color that I like. I'm trying not to get too close to the camera because I'm a messy eater, so I have a lot of things happening around my mouth, as in acne. And I also have Rose Finch and Dim Mauve, which are both going to expire in October. I have not opened this one yet, but as you can see, they're very close in color. And Dim Mauve is at my workplace right now because I use it as a work lip gloss. So that's how my progress on these are going. But I do like them, and I've noticed something. They are lip plumping. It's not like I feel it all the time. In fact, I didn't even feel it now, and I completely forgot about it until I just mentioned it now. And it's not that painful. It just feels warm sometimes, or it tingles a little. It's not like the lip plumpers in the West where it burns. If you're used to the ones in the West, you probably won't even see an effect with these ones. And I don't like lip plumpers, so I'm not going to repurchase these, unfortunately. Even though the color is so pretty, there are formulas that will give me the same color without being a lip plumper. And then I also have my Romand Juicy Lasting Tints in the shade Jujube Jam and Bare Tangerine. So I'm going to hold it by this end so you can see the colors. This is Jujube Jam and this is Bare Tangerine, and they are Japan exclusive colors. Except not really, because I got these in Hong Kong. I prefer Bare Tangerine so much more over Jujube Jam. This is a bit more of a cool tone color. And I did have it in a project pan until just recently, because I just felt like I wasn't really going to wear it that much anymore. Now that it's summer, I want more of a peach color, so I did roll in Bare Tangerine to replace Jujube Jam, and this pairs beautifully with my next product, which is the Fenty Beauty Lip Gloss Balm in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. So layering the two makes it look nicer and more forgiving on my skin tone, but it's so pretty that I don't care. In fact, when I first tried out Bare Tangerine, it was so that I could give you guys an update on how I liked it for this video, because this is a planning to pan and I didn't want to say that like, oh, I haven't even opened it yet. I mean, I want to pan it by the end of the year. So I opened it and I liked it so much, I just wore it as often as I could for the first week of having it. Now it's a little bit harder for me to do the combo because these tints take a while to dry down. When I have time or I'm not going to the office, that's the color I use. Otherwise, when I go to the office, I just put on my other Romand lip gloss because it's just easy and it's more neutral. And the last product I'm planning on panning this year is my Fenty Beauty Lip Gloss Balm in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. Interesting name. When I rolled it in, it was brand new. I opened it on camera and right now I've used maybe 10% of it. I do have a piece of washi tape on the back. My goal on this is not to finish it because that's impossible. There is 0.3 fluid ounces in here, which is way more than a regular lip gloss has. My other lip products have over 0.1 fluid ounces, which is the standard. They have like 0.16, 0.13 in them, so they're still going to take a little bit longer to use up. But this is ginormous. I also briefly mentioned in my planning to pan back in December of 2025 that I wanted to work on my Lancome Juicy Tubes, but I thought I cut that out of the video. But I did put a note saying that they are lip plumping, so they were painful. I wish I had known a long time ago that those lip glosses were lip plumping, because I ended up having to toss them because they were on the older side, and I did receive it as an unexpected Christmas present. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I definitely have a good idea of what I need to work on in the upcoming, or in the remaining half of the year before December. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!